Hey fam, welcome to the Deep Mirror readings. So these readings will address what was the old mirror? What does the inner child really want? What's the current inner challenge in order to shift? What's the current outer challenge to overcome that's reflecting that inner process? What's the potential outcome if you don't shift? What's the potential outcome if you do shift? What's the guidance spirit has in your highest good to help you shift into the new mirror? And what does the new mirror look like? This is secret code name Radiant. So for those of you who do not know what secret code names are, and or you want to see the shuffle, I did it in a separate live. Unlisted, it's linked in the description. All right, let's see. What is going on in the deep mirror for secret code name Radiant and those who are drawn to it? Okay. Secret code name Radiant. The old mirror. We have Mystic. The shadow is a delusional rapport with the divine. So previously, right, the old mirror, your relationship with spirit was distorted, right? Your relationship with spirit was distorted. What you're realizing now, or coming to the realization now in the light, is that you can revel in intimate union with the divine, so maybe before this, you thought that spirit, God, source, creator, universe was something outside of yourself that you needed to ask, that you needed to pray to and for, right? Where reveling in the union with the divine, you're realizing that the divine is a part of yourself now, that you do have that divine feminine voice within the self that is your intuition. It is your feelings, right, that are your GPS. It's your direct communication with the divine. It's the divine facet of you that knows what is or isn't in alignment, because things do or don't feel good. If it's causing you stress, it's not in alignment. If it's causing you anxiety, it's not in alignment. If it's causing you to doubt yourself, it's not in alignment. And now, where you would pray to the divine before to help you with the anxiety, to help you with the stress, to help you overcome the doubt or the fear, you're realizing that you are your solution, right? And that the solution has been within you the whole time. So the old mirror was definitely an old way of relating to the divine, which is changing and shifting. What your inner child really wants: compassion, caring, empathy, acceptance, gentleness, right? Heart chakra. And with the lotus, it's definitely a connection to the crown chakra, which, the lotus is a symbol of the divine in and of itself. This is about holding compassion for yourself and really understanding that divine voice within, that is your feminine aspect, right? That facet of your own being that is asking you to be gentle with you, right? To love the self and choose differently so that your reality matches the alignment that you want to experience. If you want compassion from others, then you first need to have it for yourself. If you want to be accepted by others, then you first have to accept yourself, right? The self that is both the choosing masculine and the receiving feminine. If you want gentleness and empathy, then you have to be gentle and empathetic with yourself and really get in tune with what you're feeling and choose differently, right? The challenge, the inner challenge in order to shift, it says just because they are your elder doesn't mean they are wise. They are experienced in life, but not in soul. Flawed guide. Overcome. It reminds me of a message that we got in the obsidian reading. So you might want to go back, especially if you were already kind of drawn to it. In addition to the secret code name, you might want to go look at Obsidian's reading, because I feel like someone at some point gave you advice at a time when you were vulnerable, and it created a core belief system, right? Something that you don't even realize has been kind of running below the radar as like a program in the background. Just because they're older than you doesn't mean that they are wiser. They may have given you advice with good intentions, but it didn't necessarily make it the best advice. You know, it was the best advice that they could give you based off of their energy state, but not necessarily the best advice that they could have given you in general from a spiritual standpoint, right? So just because they're older, just because they have more life experience, doesn't mean that they've applied that wisdom to their life and created a better life, right? So you have someone in your reality that was or is a flawed guide, okay? For some of you, Spirit, you might be watching another reader that is feeding into your shadows. Just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. Especially if like they have placements in their big three that fall into your 12th house. Because if you don't know what their energy is, if you don't know what their placements are and it falls inside your 12th house, you're in a backwards mirror. So you'd be receiving a communication that feeds into what your shadow wants to believe, but it's literally just revealing what your shadow wants to believe, not what genuinely is. Okay, it's bringing up your fear state processes for you to reflect in, but not because it's going to come true, but because you do need to reflect in it spiritually. So be aware of that. You know, me as a reader, I put my birth chart in the description. Like all my birth information is in the description. So you can always look me up as a reader. But you've really got to pay mind to it. Like even I watch a couple readers, but I'm well aware that because I have Gemini in my 12th house, I know what readers I watch and listen to that are Gemini suns and things like that, because I watch them to reflect on what my fear process wants to believe so that I can overcome it, right? So I can override it because I know that's how my chart is connecting with theirs. So pay good mind. Pay good mind to what energy you're taking in, especially if it's on a consistent or regular basis. With that, what's the current outer challenge to overcome what's reflecting in the inner process? We have the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Wands in reverse, the 9 of Swords upright, and then the Queen of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. The challenge, right? What it looks like in the outer experience as you're going through this kind of inner struggle, taking guidance from guides who are experienced but not necessarily wise. You don't actually feel inspired. with the Knight of Wands reversed. You feel like there is nothing that you can do, no burdens or anything on you, right? The Ten of Wands reversed. You're not carrying the crosses of anybody else. You don't need to do anything. The Nine of Swords is high anxiety. And so, you might feel really anxious, like you're meant to do something, but you're being told not to. You're fine. It's not your problem or whatever. When the reality is, you being anxiety, you're not actually receiving what it is that you desire on a spiritual level with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, right? Wands is the suit of spirit. You're not receiving with the Queen what you desire on a spiritual level. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse is about being solid. It's about being financially stable. It's about having a place where you belong. And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse is without caution, right? Because the Knight of Pentacles upright is very cautious. It takes steps very slowly, one step at a time, where in the reverse, it could be reckless and not take any steps that it needs to take. So if you feel pulled or guided to take a step, then you need to take that step and see where that step takes you and not be attached to outcomes, right? Allow yourself to make those guided movements, to have those guided communications or take those guided actions and see where it takes you. This is not about doing nothing and feeling like you can't be inspired, right, to do what you're actually being guided to do because it's not your problem or it's not a part of your path and it's on other people and you're sitting good where you're at, right? You're financially stable. You've got things going on for you in your life that work for you. And you're just kind of doing things without consideration as opposed to carefully evaluating what it is that you're guided to do and taking each step one at a time, not getting ahead of yourself or taking no steps at all, right? With a complete fear of taking any steps. So I feel like spirit might actually be guiding you in a certain direction and you've maybe been talking yourself out of it because you've been told in some way that you don't have to do anything. It's on everybody else, where really that's kind of reflecting a fear state where you don't necessarily want to be responsible and be gentle with yourself, right? To hold empathy for yourself and really tune into what you're feeling and addressing it before it becomes an issue. When we have empathy for other people, we sense their energy and we do things in anticipation of their needs so that they are more at peace, right? So they feel safe, so that they feel secure, so that they feel considered, so that they feel appreciated, right? We have this empathy for other people. You need to have it for yourself. You need to be able to tune into your own energy and say, okay, what are my needs so that I can be less stressed, so that I can hold compassion for myself, so that I can feel safe in my reality and not be in a state of anxiety where I'm in a state of despair or being cruel to myself or leaving someone else in a state of despair, which is cruel to them, right? This is really about getting back in touch with your inner guidance system, which makes sense with the mystic because, the mystic prays for something outside of themselves to solve the problem. Well, if it's meant to be, it'll fix itself. Well, if it's meant to be, spirit's going to guide you the way it needs to guide you. Sometimes, yeah, spirit guides you to take your hands off it and detach. And other times, spirit guides you to initiate. Spirit guides you to have conversation or guides you to be somewhere, do something, So if you're praying to the outer and not searching within for the answer, it is reflecting that kind of distorted relationship with the divine. So this is about reveling in your inner union, that intimate inner union with the divine, that you and the divine are not separate, and you can listen to your own inner guidance system, right? What's the potential outcome if you don't shift? We have the Strength card with the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Cups. If you don't shift, The Strength card. Looks like an angel wielding a sword. Okay. And she looks like she's guarded, ready to fight with the truth. When you're guarded because you think you have this truth that may or may not be truth, right? You think you have this truth. The wheel has a way of turning. Fortune has a way of changing. And the communications that should hold compassion, it almost looks as if the dragon is trying to throw the knight off of his back, right? The dragon is roaring, like, get off my back. When you're not in alignment and you're guarded, you could actually let your demons, your shadows, throw off your ability to communicate from a place of compassion, right? I can't help but feel like maybe you need to clear the air, clear conscience with someone, or maybe multiple people. You know, like, I've used the example of this girl that I knew in middle school, and she bullied the hell out of my sister. Bullied the hell out of her. And I started bullying her back out of defense of my sister. But it never really sat right with me, and I did it anyway. And, you know, I could have sat there and said, well, if it really bothered her, then she could reach out to me and cuss me out in hindsight if she wanted to. She could look me up. You know, it's not my problem. It's been 13 years. It's not my problem. Why would I say something now? That's weird. Like, I'm just going to message her on Facebook. Like, hey, by the way, I know you probably hate me, but I did. I did end up reaching out to her. And I did apologize in hindsight. And let her know, like, you know, I'm not seeking to be your friend. You know, I don't even expect you to forgive me or respond, but you didn't deserve that from me, you know. And if it caused any long-term damage to you, I'm sorry, because you really are beautiful, and I hope you're happy. And she was super grateful, you know. But it's like, when we have these pings to clear certain energy, it's not about it not being our problem. It is our problem. It's still sitting in our energy. It was still bothering me 13 years later. You know what I mean? It was sitting in my energy, bothering me for 13 years. Sometimes you just got to clear it. Sometimes we have beautiful people in our lives and we don't see their value until they're gone. Like, another example, one of my exes who genuinely loved me, and I was wounded and I was not ready to receive it. I was not ready. And I hurt him. But even 8 years later, I ended up reaching out to him just out of the blue. Like, I know that you've moved on in your life and you're happy, and I'm so grateful and glad that you are. I just wanted to let you know how grateful I am that you loved me like you did then, because I wouldn't have healed to where I am now. I wouldn't have found myself now. And I just wanted to thank you for loving me at a time when I didn't feel deserving of it. And I'm sorry if anything I ever did hurt you, because you were amazing in so many ways. And you really do deserve all of the happiness in the world that you're receiving. And I just thanked him, you know, because if any part of him were to ever feel like he wasted his time, that it would bother him. I never wanted him to feel like he wasted his time, that loving me was a waste. It wasn't a waste. 8 years later, him loving me was so crucial to my healing process in hindsight. And I wouldn't be where I am now if he didn't love me like he did then, you know? And so I just reached out and said, thank you. And so I feel for you to not heal. It's like being guarded and afraid of being hurt, right? Not wanting to lose your innocence or the angel aspect of the self, where maybe, just maybe, you were not innocent entirely. Maybe you were ignorant and unknowing at the time, but you're not ignorant and unknowing now. And the fact that you're not ignorant and unknowing now, it bothers you now, which is why it needs to be addressed so that you can heal your energy and not let your shadows throw your compassion off and keep that wheel from turning right in your favor. What's the potential outcome if you do shift? We do have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords, which is awesome energy, because if you do shift, you are so inspired to finally move forward into more peaceful energy, especially more peace of mind. And that's a big deal. You know, having that peace of mind moving forward, you feel so much better about yourself. You feel so much more proud of yourself because you were able to override such a shadow, you know, that really was bothering you in hindsight. Even if it was on the back burner, even if it was buried in the subconscious, you know, you were able to rise above and get out of that energy. And it doesn't, you know, however they respond is however they respond. But when you communicate from a place of spirit, from a place of acknowledgement, from a place of apology, you know, that thank you for the experience. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. You know, kind of Ho'opono energy. It really does heal things. It doesn't even matter if someone else responds or not. But when it's in the right alignment, they do. They do. And they're usually grateful. And if they end up, responding and they're still bitter or they're still angry or whatever, it's like, okay, that energy has nothing to do with you then. Then you were in their mirror for a reason. This memory is going to be with them for a reason. And they're going to have to reflect on it in hindsight, why they push high energy out, why they insist on being in a toxic vibration. You know, that's on them. You chose your high energy, and you don't have to be on guard or afraid of having compassion for someone else, because it really does reflect your inner state, and your inner state ends up reflecting in your outer experience, just like their inner state will reflect in theirs. So that's a really good, if you do shift, you'll be inspired to move forward regardless. You know, that sparkle light, that ignition to really trust your intuition, you'll feel so much better. You'll feel so much better. Like you're just flowing with spirit. You'll feel so much better. As guidance for what spirit has in your highest good to help you shift into the new mirror, we have Hero. And we're going to get into the tarot and look at what the new mirror looks like after. But this is the guidance to help you get into and shift into the new mirror. So card number 15 is Hero. I've got it highlighted. Love it. So Hero. Be your own hero, it says. It says, believe that you are worthy of an amazing life. You don't need to feel guilty or hold yourself back to make anyone else feel comfortable. You don't need to be timid or uncertain, worrying that you're becoming too much for someone else or asking too much from the universe. Living a great life is not about competition with anyone else. Living a great life helps inspire others to do the same. It doesn't take anything away from anyone else. If your dreams both excite and scare you, that's a good sign. Give yourself permission to go for it. Go after what you want with a happy heart. You have every right to be proud of yourself. You have courage. You can listen to your heart, even though sometimes it seems to be the hardest choices to make. You may have days where you don't feel so heroic, but deep within, you know you have the guts and you are strong. You know that a challenge is the way the universe shows you that you are capable of something more. You are learning what it is to truly respect and take pride in yourself. That means feeling good about the sort of person you choose to be, not lowering your standards to be the same as everyone else, but honoring your heart and becoming an inspiration to yourself. It's time to be your own hero. It says you can take hold of your own hand and say aloud, I am proud to be my own hero. Think of any situation in your life where you know you need to step up and be better, be bolder, be wiser. Let yourself be calm and confident so that you can feel that your spirit is now 1,000,000 times bigger than the issue. Open your arms above your head as if in victory and say aloud, I've got this. I trust myself, and I have all that I need within me to rise up as my own hero. I am proud to be me. I am proud to be me. Being proud of yourself. It feels so good when you finally feel inspired that you can move forward, and it's such a more peaceful place. It really does feel so good when you allow yourself to be your own hero. When you come to your own saving and say, you know what, this has been riding on my subconscious, riding on the back burner for God knows how long, and I just keep pretending like it's not there. When it's really there, it's just buried. It's just buried, and I ignore the fact that it's buried. And then it sticks out of the ground, and I trip over it every once in a while. Like, no, I'm going to be my own hero. I have the courage and the confidence and the compassion, the empathy to be the answer to my own prayers, to let it go. The anxiety, the fear, the lack of responsibility, I can let that go. I'm going to take ownership of who I am in this world and the beautiful vibrations that I can put out there as a beautiful example for everybody else. It is okay to say sorry, and it is okay to say thank you. It's more than okay. It's divinely beautiful. To say sorry and say thank you without expectation, just acknowledgement, is so big. It's so big. What does this new mirror look like? What does this new mirror look like? For secret code name Radiant and those who are drawn to it. What does the new mirror look like? Spirit, please. What does the new mirror look like? We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups. The Eight of Wands reversed. Clarities, please. Ten of Pentacles on the Two of Pentacles. You're going to end up manifesting that ideal reality. That's what's going to end up happening. Three of Pentacles reversed on the Four of Wands. Five of Pentacles reversed on the Ten of Cups. Yeah, give me one more, Spirit. Give me one more. Secret code name Radiant. Yes. Yes. All right. Bottom is the Elder of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, Master Manifestor Energy, and the Magician on top. You are freaking magic. The new mirror, you are that magician. You create your reality. You are the master manifester by being in alignment with your higher energy. When we have the Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles, it's not about juggling ideal and real anymore. It's about manifesting the ideal. It's the ships coming in, right? It's the ships finally coming in after what was crazy energy. It's calming your own emotional energy, right? The seas that we see in the Two of Coins that are typically rough. When you allow yourself to calm internally and you can listen to your intuition and do as you're guided, it's that Six of Swords energy where you're moving forward in that peaceful vibration. And you manifest the reality that you truly want. You manifest that ideal 10 of Pentacles reality. That is the happy life, that is the happy home, that is the job, that is the means to provide for the life and the lifestyle that you want. The Four of Wands with the Three of Pentacles reversed, it's about putting a fork, right? Putting a fork in all the dynamics and all the contracts that don't need to come forward with you. Not in your energy, not in your psyche, not in your spirit. It's like, respectfully, let this door close. Let this door close. There is no need to continue with this energy forward anymore. You know, like, I didn't need to carry that energy around from that girl in middle school for 13 years. It would have been even worse if I carried it around judging myself for another 13 years. Put a fork in the dynamic. Let it heal. Let it be done. You know, you don't have to take these contracts forward and sting yourself with their memory. The new mirror, the 10 of Cups with the 5 of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Pentacles is lack and feeling broken and out of place. That clarifying as a reversed card with the 10 of Cups. I almost said 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Cups. This is your emotional fulfillment. This is your emotional fulfillment. This is where you get to dance. You get to dance with the divine. This is you being under the rainbow and just laughing with joy. Like, this is about so much fulfillment. This is about so much abundance. Not just financially, like with the rest of the cards, but emotionally fulfilled, emotionally healed, radiant, right? Truly, your secret code name. Like, this is radiant energy. The 8 of Wands reversed with the Champion of Wands. You won't even need signs and synchronicities to affirm for you anymore because you're going to trust your intuition. You're going to champion, right? Literally champion what it is that you are guided to do, driven to do. Because you've learned, right? You've learned that trusting your intuition feels so damn good. You won't even need synchronicities from the outer experience. You won't even need spirit to prompt you because you'll just do it because it feels good. You're going to be so damn proud of who you are. You're going to love being you. Like, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the person that I am and what I choose. Like, yeah, you might not reach out to them and you might feel like it's not your problem. But for me, it bothers me and I'm going to resolve it. And you do. And it feels so good. All of this energy feels so good. The new mirror for you, secret code name Radiant. You are truly, truly shining. A master manifester. That Magician with the King of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Like, this is where you truly do champion your vision. You're championing your vision of who you are and what you are capable of creating and what you deserve being in that beautiful vibration. What a beautiful vibration. All the answers are within yourself. You know what you need to do. You just need to trust yourself. And that old mirror is gone. That old mirror is gone. You are the answer. You are the solution. Your energy is within your control. And I feel like you're mastering it. Like, that's definitely where you're going this life. You're the hero of your life. You know, we talk about, you know, our life story. We decide if it's a comedy, if it's a tragedy, if it is a hero's tale. Like, you're the main character in your book. What kind of main character are you? You know, what kind of main character are you? For you, you're a hero. You're a hero. What a beautiful reading. Secret code name Radiant. I have faith that if you watch this message, it's helped you. And for anybody else who was guided to it, like, this is their reading. You know, this is their personal reading. And this is their energy being put out there publicly for other people to resonate to and be drawn to. So if getting this reading, deep diving with them into their mirror has helped you, please drop a thank you in the comments for them and let them know that it has helped you in some way, that their energy being out here like this, that you were able to watch it in divine time, helped you and benefited you. This is their ripple. And all the credit, all the energy, all the gratitude goes to them. So thank you, Secret Code Name Radiant, for being present here. And I love you very much. I hope you guys enjoy all of the secret code names. There is golden nuggets in all of them. And I will see you again on the 21st for the second New Moon in Virgo secret code names, a page out of an old book. Until then, guys, take care of yourselves.